Alright, and we are back. Today is going to be a very informative video for you. I'm going to show you the basic and advanced techniques to learning every little bit of crosshair placement that you need to know in the game. Obviously, we all know crosshair placement is one of the most viable and important things in the game to learn, so I'm going to try to make it very easy for you to learn crosshair placement. Be sure to drop that like, hit that sub button, and I'll see you in the video. Now, everyone's always heard, keep your crosshair at head level, blah blah blah. But the reason why you've heard that so many times is because it's so crucial to your actual mechanics and the fundamentals of the game itself. Obviously, everybody knows if you hit a headshot, it does more damage and or one taps the enemy from a specific range. But if you miss a headshot and you hit 4 body shots, it might cause a loss of a round because you might not have enough time to actually transfer to one player to another. Let's say we're on C site. We're shooting at someone's CT, and there's somebody garage. Say you miss that one tap or that headshot, so you have to 4 body shot them, and the player garage swings you. That makes the round 20% winnable. You just have to pray that they whiff. But if you're able to master this crosshair placement, you one tap that Reyna, it gives you a 50-50 chance instead of a 20-80 chance to win that round. Not only is it crucial to actually increasing your mechanics, but it's also really crucial to actually increasing your win rate in matches. And I know everybody wants to go for Radiant, but you can't get to Radiant if you're not winning games. I got a couple examples of good crosshair placement when it comes to actual matches, and I'll show you those right now.
One enemy remains.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
One enemy remains.
Well, you're crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
In this footage, you'll notice that my crosshair is almost consistently at head level. If it's not, then I'm looking at my minimap or I'm getting some sort of utility ready. Those are the only 2 instances where my crosshair is not at head level. I understand that crosshair placement is hard to learn due to different verticalities of the map, but once you get the actual position of the player on where they're going to be, then you can understand the different verticality using your own judgment. For an example, I'll show you right here in Haven B site. If we're looking at mid window from B site, we'll notice that the head is right along this line. But let's say I was higher up. Now I'm looking a little bit down, but the head itself didn't change, just my crosshair placement did. And I'll fall to show you how far of a difference it is. So we went from this to this. You'll notice on every map there's some sort of different verticality or level of elevation in the map that will throw your crosshair placement off to make sure you're very sharp during the games. For instance, look at this stairway towards B site. If you're clearing front B, you're usually looking right around here, which is the head level. So the head would be right here, but let's say that the enemy is not all the way up towards front B yet, and they're further down the stairs, and they're running up the stairs in front of B main. Now instead of here, our crosshair has to adjust to the verticality and we have to aim lower. Now there's no easy way to necessarily learn where the head is going to be on different verticalities of the maps other than to go into a custom game or play a bunch of death matches and learn how low and how high you have to place your crosshair in certain positions on certain maps. This is why flick training is really good when you're aim training. And if you want to learn everything about aim training, make sure to check out the Cataclysm Gaming Official's YouTube channel. We have a bunch of aim training videos that can help you master your aim when it comes to Valorant or any other game that you like specifically. But you'll notice that around the maps, you have some sort of indicator, usually anywhere you go. For instance, this box here in front B is head level. This is the easy way to learn where the head's going to be 80% of the time. I wouldn't say 100, I'd say towards 80. There's indicators around the map that show you where the head's going to be. Now, relatively, it's not always accurate, but at the same time, it's a very good general basis of where the head should and or would be. As you can see, if I stand next to the jet here, the head is even with this box here. Let's take a look at Plat on Seaside Haven, for instance. Jet's head stops at the top of Plat on Seaside. That way, if you're coming out CT, you can know to pre-aim right on top of this Plat box because the head is even with it. Same rules apply for most of the green boxes around some of these maps. If I stand next to it, my head will be even with it. Pretty much on every single map, there's indicators like this. Although there are certain spots on certain maps that have 0 indicators at all, and that's where your playtime and your game mechanics come in play. After you've played so many hours of the game, you can understand that the head's going to be here, exactly right here. But something that's really important to notice is when it comes down to it, a lot of low elo quote unquote players aim more towards the ground, so that's why you don't want to crouch so much around them. But that also comes in play to high elo, because a lot of people or former Counter-Strike players where if you crouch swing, you're fully accurate. So a lot of people would like to try to replicate that sort of game style into Valorant. So something that little can throw off your crosshair placement by so much. You might be aiming directly where the head is, but that's where it's really good to train your micro flicks to make sure that you get those people who are crouch swinging so you can really master your aim in Valorant. Now look at this, for instance. The head we already talked about is even with the top of Plat. But let's say he was crouching. Now he's no longer even with this box, and we have to make our minuscule flick towards the head in order to get this headshot. Not only do you have to have good crosshair placement, but you have to have good movement. If you want to see a full movement guide, I'd be more than willing to make that. Just let me know down in the comments down below. Here I'll show you some more examples of crosshair placement and a little bit of flicking due to bad crosshair placement.
Oh my god, bro.
Spike down. One enemy remaining.
You flashed me. Good job.